All right, here we go. It is the returning band of air instrumentalists.
I think he was going to say airheads.
Yeah, I played the baseball.
Well, we are airheads.
I played the baseball, Tom.
Yeah.
You, Steven, you
Have
played
you seen my baseball?
You see baseball. Baseball be very, very good to me. So anyway, we are SEC After Dark, man. What's going on, fellas? Stephen Willis, Jake Thomas, and the return of Jeb Beecham.
Man, I'm on a huge high right now because I just finished an interview with Juice Wells from Ole Miss. That's going to air tomorrow evening on the Locked On Ole Miss channel. Members to the channel can go check it out right now, but it'll be free tomorrow evening. But he even answered what he's doing during spring, what's coming up, what's the plan for him. He was incredibly open and really awesome with his time. So I really appreciate that.
That's awesome.
Juice. Yes. The second bit.
We also talked about him owning Tennessee.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Talked about
right.
that game.
That's all right.
It's our Purdue did too.
It's right now the highlight of his life. I don't blame him.
Tennessee will never wear orange helmets again because of that game, and that's a shame.
Yeah, true. They experiment with some alternatives, and sometimes you just get cursed right away. It happens.
Yeah.
We still got our black. We're good with that.
Yeah.
I wish they bring back the smoky grays, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those Georgia ruined those for you. Sorry.
Yeah, but when you wear them against a team that you know you're probably going to get beat by and you get beat, it's not as bad. South Carolina, there was no reason to lose that game.
Yeah.
No reason.
No, none. But we are SEC After Dark. We are presented by DeadSoxy. If you want to buy some really cool socks at a discounted price, make sure you head to DeadSoxy.com and join as a member. You get 25% off every purchase and free shipping, and you get a pair of Lane Train socks just like Steve is holding in his hands. Plus, they come in a really cool box, and you help Ole Miss NIL. So they're not just Ole Miss socks, though. They come in different colors, too. So when you're ordering,
you can get Ole Miss socks.
You can get Ole Miss socks, or if you just want some different colored socks to wear with your nice clothes, man, just go for it. It's all good. So we are also presented by betonline.ag. I don't think we're going to be picking anything with any sort of betting line, but we are presented by betonline.ag, your number one source for all your sports wagering needs. If you want to bet it, they have it at betonline.ag. Also, they have an online casino if you're into that.
Hey, speaking of betting line, what's the betting line of UConn over Alabama?
Yes. Oh, you want the line?
Definite.
Yeah.
It was like 12.5 at one point.
Yeah, it's an unbelievably high line, which I almost think it's free money at this point to bet Alabama.
Yeah. It's Alabama's plus 12 with over under at 60.5.
That game feels like a 6 to 8 point game, one way or another.
Yeah, and Bama's plus 600 on the money line, in case you're wondering. So, what you need to do is you just need to go to betonline.ag right now, sign up, and enter the promo code Bleav. That's BLEAV to get a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. That's betonline.ag. Use the promo code Bleav to get a 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Betonline.ag. It's where the game starts. Steve,
is it time to get locked on pickles?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Make sure you lock them into your fridge, though.
Yeah.
Stewart's Cajun Pickles, that is. They offer a variety of Cajun spice products like pickles, green beans, okra, even carrots, and asparagus. It's a family-owned company on the coast of Mississippi, and they've been pleasing pickle lovers for over 20 years, making the South's favorite pickle. These truly are the best pickles you'll ever have. Nice, crunchy taste, and also it's not overly sour. They try to keep the produce fresh and local from the start, keeping them extra crisp and crunchy. Be sure to like them at Stewart's Cajun Dill Product on Facebook and Instagram. You can try these pickles, okra, or beans today. You will not be disappointed. Stewart's Cajun Dill Pickles, the South's favorite pickle.
Yes. Love it. Make sure you refrigerate, though. All right. Yeah. Don't be a doofus.
Don't be a Corey Burton.
I can't wait till football season comes back because I am totally going to hit Justin up for more pickles.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm going to hit him up for some others. But, yeah.
All right, Corey.
Yeah, we lost you. We lost you again, Corey.
Oh no. Oh.
Get out of them windows, Corey.
Too many windows open.
Yeah, too many windows.
Corey's on Google. He's taking over for Jeb.
Yeah, don't be Jeb. You know,
I'm not Googling those kind of things.
Corey's doing a show and surfing OnlyFans at the same time.
Oh gosh.
Oh boy. No, that's Jeb, not me. I'm
Well,
just
not until you said it. Now I'm turning it on. Hold on.
Oh God. We lost Jeb for the night.
I'm just updating my profile on. Oh wait, was I supposed to say that out loud?
I
thought it was just
we could have an OnlyFans profile and it be legit.
Well, I mean, it's not just for porn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the Locked On Ole Miss show would probably do pretty well on OnlyFans.
Well, if we're coming to you live from Discord, well, you're about to we're about to get all the bots coming in.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about the Final Four. Georgia dropped a tough one to Seton Hall in the Final Four. It was a battle, but
you talking about the knit?
I'm talking about the knit. Alabama's not the only Final Four team. No, just kidding. Alabama is definitely the wrong. I picked the wrong team to make the Final Four out of Alabama. Let's just put it that way.
We all did. We all did.
Killed a whole bunch of brackets.
Well,
I said after Auburn beat Ole Miss by 20 points in Oxford, that outside of Neville Arena, this team will not go far in the NCAA tournament, and I'll be danged if Yale wasn't right.
You should have filled a bracket out, Steve.
No, I don't do brackets anymore because I have so much time now. I don't do fantasy football or brackets, and my weekends have just opened up. It's amazing.
Oh wow.
Did one for work, came out 20th out of 70 people. So I don't feel like that's too bad, but Alabama, man, it just destroyed my bracket.
Getting beat by 19 people at Dell, Jeff. We need to have a conversation, buddy.
Yeah, no kidding.
They could have been. They could have been picking brackets based on like uniform color. It could have been like Becky.
Oh, the people who actually did well were the ones that were just homer picking. Like we have a lot of Alabama fans there, so they did great.
Gross.
A lot of UConn fans, weirdly enough. I don't know where those came from.
Connecticut. Duh.
Yeah, but at Dell, we don't have a Connecticut office.
Duh, bro.
Duh.
I don't know.
I will say, starting early March, if you would have told me Alabama would have gone on a run and be the last team in the Final Four in the SEC, I would have laughed in your face. Just the way that team had played defense. They're really good offensively, but the story here in this run is the defense. They have locked in on defense. Finally, I don't know why it took them all freaking year to do it, but they've been doing really well, and that's really what has driven this run, I feel like.
Hey, I could sit down and watch Mark Sears play basketball all day long.
He is
amazing.
Yeah.
He is like the second coming of Chris Jackson is what he is, and he's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Against UConn, I don't think he had any points the first half, and then went on like a 20, scored like 18 or 20 in the game. In the second half. I mean, he took over, so he's
and everybody likes to make fun of the SEC, but the SEC should have had two teams in the Final Four because Tennessee got jobbed.
They did.
Yeah.
Zach Edey, they will not call a foul. I mean, Tennessee ends up with 40 team fouls, and Edey has one by himself. That's absolute horse crap.
Yeah. Tennessee got jobbed.
Unwatchable. It was.
He took more free throws than he did, shots.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
That poor big fat kid from NC State is going to foul out like with 6 minutes to go in the first half.
Might be 10 to go in the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, God, I don't.
Yeah, it was a great run, but it was rough heading on just an unwatchable, terrible game to end it. I hate that, but
I tell you what happened late in the game. I watched that Tennessee game, and Connect could not hit a 3 late in the game. I don't know what happened. He just lost his stroke.
Was because he picked the wrong jersey number when he went to Tennessee.
Yeah, that's true.
I will say this one time. Him not picking number 4 is the biggest NIL faux pas in the history of sports and college sports that hasn't happened very long. Connect 4 would have made all the money.
Yeah. You talk about NIL.
Yeah. It was, God, it
all the money.
Yeah.
Connect 3 is not quite good enough, right? Just like Tennessee this year. But Connect 4, they'd have done it.
Especially when he's not connecting from the 3. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Connect 4, go for it. Connect 4. Yeah. He could have been in the commercials. It could have been really, really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he decided not to. So Rick and Bonnie's going to be at ZC Top Skinner on Saturday.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Is that sponsored by Depends, Rick and Bonnie? That's all joke. That sounds like it'd be a really good show.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
That's almost,
it's like third generation Leonard Skinner at this point, though.
Well,
Good, though.
yeah.
There's still
One or two of them.
who's Keith Richards' group that's still around? Every one of them was like in the 90s.
Rolling
Yeah.
Stones.
Yeah, they're still
Around the 90s. They did in the 60s.
Yeah.
They were the band that was put together, was discovered to like follow the Beatles. Whenever, whenever something's super successful, they look for copycats. The Rolling Stones were that copycats, and Keith Richards was the guy. It was like, I don't know how that guy's alive, but he's going to live to be 100 years old.
Yeah. They need to do study on his body whenever they get,
he's Captain Jack Sparrow's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which was a perfect casting. Yes.
Steve, you may have a rival in breaking of the age barriers.
Seriously.
No kidding.
By the way, the lead singer of the Marshall Tucker Band hit on my wife directly in front of me.
What?
Just straight up, just the confidence and the guile to actually try to do that. Straight did it. He's like 80 years old too. It's like, man, I it's not going to happen. I'm completely not worried about you, but I do respect the game.
What did he say?
Huh?
What did he say?
It was something about pretty girl. I don't know. It was 20 years ago. I don't know exactly what he quoted.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's another one, Rick. Mick Jagger. I mean, he's
Rolling Stones too.
Yeah, he is. But I think he just had like a kid, like a year ago with a woman.
I think
wow.
I put that in like Robert De Niro that just had a kid and he's 80 years old.
Yeah.
I think that's the equivalent of somebody in Florida having a husky. It's just cruel. Yeah, it's just wrong.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like get fixed, Mick. Get fixed, Robert De Niro.
Yeah, what are you doing having a newborn at 80 years old?
Right.
Yeah.
You're going to be dead by the time that kid reaches elementary school.
Yeah. By the time he's 7, now that kid has to grow up with his dad dying at age 7. Actually has to grow up with the thought is like, yeah, my dad was 87 years old.
Yeah.
It's going to be one of those things like who's the ex-president that has like living grandchildren still?
Oh, John Adams or something like that?
No, it wasn't John Adams. It was
Aaron Burr.
No.
President's
Oh my goodness.
Somebody needs to watch Hamilton again.
Yeah.
Benjamin Franklin, the greatest president ever.
Zachary Taylor.
Zachary Taylor, that's it. Yeah.
Zachary Taylor.
Yeah, he has living grandchildren alive today, and Zachary Taylor was like the 10th president.
Yeah.
Do the math.
He's
On
not
that.
that old.
We've had 35 presidents since him.
Mhm.
That is wild.
And he has grandchildren
that are still alive.
that are still alive.
I think that dude's like in his 60s, something like that. It's
I
crazy.
think he's up there.
Is he 70, 80, somewhere in there?
Yeah.
Did an interview with him. I can't remember exactly.
He 137 years old.
Yeah.
It's Joe Louis.
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra said that.
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra said that Joe Louis was 137 years old.
Isn't that how old Morgan Freeman is?
I don't know, but he's an Ole Miss super fan. So
Come around the corner, somebody push me in my chest.
I could probably I could probably get an answer to that question.
He's an Ole Miss super fan.
Yeah, he has courtside seats. The basketball team.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
So what's going to happen is we're going to turn on the TV and we're going to pull up to see Steve and Morgan Freeman sitting together chatting it up.
Probably.
He may get Morgan Freeman on the show one day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to find out how that file cabinet works. I don't know.
Bruce Almighty coming at you.
Yeah.
Hey, my mom wants to know where she can order the pickle, Steve.
You can order it from pickledstore.com. Pickledstore.com. pickledstore.com.
There you go.
Pickledstore.com. Pickles. So yeah, unfortunately for Alabama, they got a really tough draw here because, dude, UConn is.
Yeah.
UConn's a well-oiled machine. No doubt.
Like, they've been destroying people.
What is so weird is, that last game against Illinois. Illinois is they're a talented group.
30-0 run?
Yeah, 30-0 run.
Good God.
It's wild.
Insane.
It was. But, I'm not saying that Alabama's going to beat them, but I'm like with Steven. I think Alabama can keep it close, and it could go either way. I think it just has that feel.
Well, I think, teams get out, and it looks like they're going to run out and beat Alabama, just blow them out. Alabama gets down by 15, and there's just no rattle on that team. And they just cut it down the whole time. And next thing you know, you're down by 15 points, and you don't know exactly what happened. And I think maybe that UConn might be a bridge too far for them to come all the way back, but I think they come close enough back to where it hits that 12-point number. I think that number is too high for a Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With the exception of what Purdue is going to do to NC State.
Oh, that's going to be embarrassing.
Yeah. Alabama, UConn will definitely be the better game.
It's going to be the late game too. So,
oh yeah,
more eyes on it.
Yeah, definitely. It better be the best game where people are going to check out real soon.
I don't think they will.
Well, who's going to be watching? WrestleMania's on.
I know. I'm in a predicament here, Jeb.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm in a predicament. I'm going to have two TVs going.
Yeah. You're going to have to prioritize your matches there and say, okay, well, we're going to watch because you got to watch The Rock, right?
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
If he's there.
But that's going to be the main event. And by the time that gets there, I'm sure that game will be over with.
Yeah, true. That'll be late.
Mm-hmm.
And before we move on, I got something I want to get off my chest real quick.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
What Caitlin Clark has done is fantastic.
Yeah.
It is.
Okay.
The ratings is outstanding. The numbers was astronomically high. Can we please refrain from giving a super over the top narrative that women's basketball is here to stay? And people enjoy it, great. That's fantastic. But I'll put it to you like this. Outside of Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and the South Carolina dynasty and those few pockets of areas that it's really taken off, I get about 130 views on a video about women's basketball. Whenever I have a conversation with Dalen Flowers about just about anything, I get 600 views. It can be completely non-specific. So I'm not saying that it's not good. I'm not saying that it's not a good product. I'm saying I was around when David Beckham came to MLS and you got astronomical TV ratings in those games. And everybody said that soccer was here.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, soccer was not here.
Mm-hmm.
It's a niche. It's fine. Enjoy it if you enjoy it, but stop with the over-the-top statements.
Well said. Yeah. A lot, that just seems to be the MO for people. They just want to speak in nothing but hyperbole.
I really like what Gino said the other day, talking about Paige, Paige Buchers, I think is her last name. But, before Caitlin Clark came on the scene, she was the top dog. And then she had a bunch of injuries that kind of derailed her a little bit, but she's still a really good player for UConn as well.
Yeah. And there are some good players, and I'm sure the Final Four is going to be an absolutely cool event for women's basketball. But there's no people saying the women's tournament is more interesting than the men's. You're making that up. Stop it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the media probably was just to try and get views. I mean, they hyped up this whole Iowa LSU rivalry.
Yeah.
It's not really a rivalry, but
Right.
just to make, and the game was good. I mean,
Yeah, it was a good game. Yeah,
but
it was perfectly fine. It was an enjoyable basketball game, not an enjoyable women's basketball game. It was an enjoyable basketball game.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it's
No.
here. It doesn't mean that it's made it. There's still a build and a long way to go for women's basketball. Trust me, I'm a soccer fan. I'm an MLS fan. I've seen this growth, this exact same thing that women's basketball is going through. I've seen it with soccer. It's going to take time. You're probably 10 years away.
Because just to illustrate your point, so Rick says this is the first women's basketball game I ever watched. Did it encourage you to watch a whole bunch more, or was that just like a great game and you're going to move on now? Back to what you normally watch.
Just a great.
I think when
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark is not in college basketball anymore, people are going to quit watching. That's what happens. That's what happened when David Beckham left. They watched the games that David Beckham was in and didn't watch the other ones.
Yeah.
Now they're doing that with Messi, ain't they? Just watching a little bit of his games.
No, it's a little bit different from back then. Back then, it was like an apples to apples with women's basketball. Now, all the games are on Apple TV, and it's a subscription service.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different.
I got you.
Noise.
So,
yeah. There you go. There you have it,
Yeah.
folks.
I just want the hyperbole to stop. I think everybody should enjoy it, and I think, like I said, it was a perfectly good basketball game, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah,
But it's not an arrival point. People want it to be an arrival point. It's not an arrival point.
You're probably going to have two more, high rating games, especially Iowa and if a collision course between Iowa and South Carolina, if that happens in the finals, I'm sure a lot of people is going to watch that.
Yeah.
But, and then I think Iowa's got to play UConn next. So that might be a high watch game. But other than that, you're right, Steve. I don't see a lot of people tuning in next year to women's basketball.
No.
It's just it's a personality. Right now, this country is a country of personality.
Yeah.
And they're tuning in for Caitlin Clark. She's got it. And the funny thing is, whenever she gets to Indiana next year for the WNBA, I bet it goes away.
Yeah, I can tell you. I've never watched a WNBA game.
Or is she going to join Ice Cube in the Big Three?
She's going to do that as well. I think the Big Three is going to get more eyeballs than the WNBA.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
That is very true. So, yeah.
Yeah, Rick, I agree with that.
Of course you would, Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were so much.
I like
They did something where
distracting.
both teams like huddled up around somebody because a girl's wig fell off in one game.
They got such great sportsmanship.
It's like, which my question is, why are you wearing a wig? But never mind.
Yeah, we just don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't pretend to get it.
Exactly.
Well, transfer portal, guys. Transfer portal. Hey, did we talked about Mark Byington? He got his first transfer. Vandy got his first transfer portal guy.
Who's that?
His name is Jalen Carey.
Where's he from?
James Madison.
Okay.
He followed Byington. He is 6'8" forward, can run, physical, kind of like he's not going to score a ton of points per game, but he's going to be just that dominant guy, kind of in the middle, like not in the middle, but like just kind of down low, presence in the paint where he's athletic and, they just like to run and all that stuff. It's
Big.
going to be kind of like 40 minutes of hell. So he's just a big 6'8" guy.
He likes to run and dig.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm on There's Something About Mary tonight. I don't know. I did the baseball joke earlier. It's like I haven't seen that movie in 20 years.
Sounds like
I
you
don't
need to
know.
go watch it.
Yeah.
But Ole Miss is going to have visitors on for their Grove Bowl weekend, which is April 13th. Like Malik Dia from Belmont is visiting, and I think another player is coming down, like from Wisconsin Green Bay is visiting on that weekend as well. So I think it looks like Chris Beard is setting that up.
Tony-
Although if you ask Arkansas fans, Arkansas is going to get Chris Beard. Although
Oh yeah, I saw that today. I was like,
Arkansas is not going to. Chris, this is the hilarious thing. Everybody thinks it's business as usual. If you realize how much Ole Miss saved that man's career
Yeah.
for what happened a year ago, because Ole Miss was literally the only job he was going to get or could have gotten. And his career was like circling the drain. And he stayed in Oxford. Ole Miss gave him a lifeline. If he left after 1 year and did that, that would almost overly confirm all of the stuff that people were saying about him a year ago. I don't think he's going anywhere because Ole Miss saving that career, I think he is going to remember that Ole Miss saved his career.
Mhm. Yeah.
It really did.
Sounds to me like Arkansas wants Eric Musselman out though.
They don't want him out. No, well, now they want him out because
Yeah.
you can't interview if you're a sitting head coach at a Power 5 school.
Right.
Because the fans are going to absolutely mutiny. They're going to do what's happening to Eric Musselman right now. But now they want to move on to the next thing because they just assume that the next thing's going to happen, you know?
Right.
And they're always grass is greener type mentality. So, oh, you interviewed? Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, bruh.
Yep. I think it was John Neighbors, the Locked On Razorbacks host from the Locked On Network, said when it comes to coaches, no fan base wants their coach looking at other places. They want your job to be the destination, and when it's not, they're done with you.
Mhm.
It doesn't matter how good you are. If Nick Saban would have interviewed at North Dakota State from Alabama, Alabama fans would instantly turn on that man.
Yes.
It's just the way it is. People like to pretend that they're better than that. We're all good fans. We have such class. No, there's one type of fan, and he's a monster.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty true.
Good night, Rick. Thanks for joining the show tonight.
Yeah. Take care. Good night, buddy.
Yep. Peace. Yeah.
Is that a 2-seam fastball, Steve?
That was a four-seamer.
4-seamer. Okay.
Steve wants to get a little rise as it pops into the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on that spin rate, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you throw that? Why don't you
to
throw
miss
that
some bats.
Steve, show me the cutter.
I don't have a cutter grip. I don't know that grip.
The cutter grip. All right, pick up baseball. We're gonna do a little session here. All right, cutter grip. All right, see the horseshoe. All right, put the two fingers on the seam inside the horseshoe, in the middle of the horseshoe.
Like that?
Maybe more in the middle, like not gripping any seams, just kind of right there, and then throw it like a fastball.
Okay.
Okay.
It comes off. It comes off, and it doesn't have quite the action as a slider does. It's in between the slider and a two-seam fastball. It runs in. It'll run in on a lefty.
You want to see something cool?
I used to throw it. Who's that signed by? Becky?
No. Al Kalon.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's a pretty decent baseball. He was one of
Mr. Tiger.
He was an okay
I
player.
feel like Detroit. Yeah.
In Lakeland, the road that goes up to the stadium is Alkaline Drive. That's the reason I got that.
Oh, cool.
All right.
That is really cool. So, MLB After Dark. Let's get into that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the undefeated Detroit Tigers.
I cannot believe it. It's
We're gonna talk
crazy.
about fully defeated Mets.
Well, we got a doubleheader tomorrow with the Mets, so we hope they're fully defeated.
Yeah, that's true.
Honestly, yeah, do too.
So, how many? Was it 4 games? 4-0.
Yeah, they're 4-0 at the moment. They've had 2 rainouts in a row.
So
But Pittsburgh did lose today.
So you need 158 more wins to go undefeated, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to check and see.
I think it's over.
Meet the Mets.
The Washington Nationals defeated the Pittsburgh Pirates, meaning the last undefeated team in baseball is the Detroit Tigers.
All right.
Kneel before Zod.
At 4-0.
I can tell you the Braves are not undefeated. They swept the Phillies.
And then
They got beat by the White Sox.
Almost
Yeah.
swept the Phillies.
they're one of the worst teams in baseball.
Yeah, they beat the White Sox Monday and then lost to them yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
And then the
Detroit
next game got
Tigers
postponed.
did not lose to the White Sox.
Yeah.
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 So Braves play Arizona on Friday.
Yeah, don't get me started on the Braves.
It's April, okay?
Yeah, I was
I-
going to say.
I-
Braves
I-
always suck in April.
I don't care.
I referred to Spencer Strider as a cheat code to Jeb's mother over text, and that just melted her brain. She had no idea what I was saying, and actually talked to Becky the next day about it.
Did she? What part does she didn't know? Spencer Strider or cheat code?
She was thinking I was saying that he was a cheater.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the term cheat code, her generation's a little before that,
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Her generation is not the down shift, down A B select, up down left right in contra.
Up, down, left, right, BA select start. Or something like that.
Right.
Contra, yes.
What a game! Yeah, so the Braves. I've learned to not worry about the Braves in April. Now, if they do this in July, okay, we got something.
Yeah.
Hey, the Tigers apparently have been just notoriously awful in the month of April over the last 5 years. And so this year, if they can get off to a good start, and I'm for it. The Milwaukee Brewers just completely choked against the Twins today.
Mhm.
And I would have liked that 2-game lead. Go ahead and start, counting on that, but that didn't happen. And the Guardians are actually pretty good. Although it's still weird for me to refer to them as the Guardians.
The Cleveland
Yeah.
Indians. I can't do it because we had to be politically correct.
Somebody put an Cleveland Indians logo on Twitter and said, "Who's the first person you think of when you see this?" And I was like, Harry Doyle.
Did you get a response?
I got one like, yeah. But I'm absolutely right. He is the most popular Indian of all time, and he has nothing to do with the Indians.
Right.
He's
More
actually
popular than Wild Thing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you know Major League was filmed at Milwaukee's County Stadium?
Yeah,
Hmm.
I did because I know what Cleveland Municipal looked like, and I know because I know the outfield walls were a lot low. The outfield stands were a lot lower in Cleveland, and it wasn't quite like Cleveland Stadium was like pretty much enclosed until you got like almost to the outfield. Like it was like
Till you got to the dog pound, I think, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken.
right. And then Major League 2 was filmed at Camden Yards.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Mhm.
Was it after the Jake had been built?
No, I think the Jake was being
What was their reasoning behind it?
I don't know. I don't know what the reasoning was, but like you could tell because like when dude hits the home run, you can see it, the warehouse that's in right field. You can like clearly see that.
And it's pretty cool to me that I don't even know if it's true, but they say that like Babe Ruth's family's bar is in that building or was in that building.
Probably.
Yeah. And so
Steve,
whether it's true or not, that's cool.
You never went to Baltimore, did you, with Rivals? You were gone by then?
Dude, I lived 10 minutes away from Baltimore. I've been to Baltimore more times than not.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah. I was living in Fort Meade, Maryland. That's where I met Becky.
Yeah, that's right. Forgot about that. Forgot you lived in Maryland. Okay. So Baltimore, it's a cool city. I went
Fells
to
Point, awesome. Fells Point's amazing.
Had some crab, visited the Under Armour headquarters, and went to an Orioles game. And could watch every Orioles game from my hotel room.
Did you go to the Constitution?
Didn't get a chance to do that.
Yeah, because I had a wood sailing ship in the harbor.
Yeah, it was
not the one that forced the bridge to collapse.
That was unfortunate. But no, Steve, it was still a work trip, so I didn't get a chance to like do a whole lot of stuff during the day.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was the 5-star challenge.
Mm-hmm. Yep. With the house Ray Lewis built.
You talk about a team who has, changed things in the last couple of years. That's Baltimore Orioles. I remember they used to be terrible every single year, and they used to get them high draft picks, and now those high draft picks are now in the MLB, and they're pretty good now.
Well, they were such a weird team, like in the late 2000s, 2010s, where they had like Adam Jones and Chris Davis and like Manny Machado. They had when they had Miguel Tejada, like they had some real, like you would see them in April. They're like they come out of the gates hot, man. In April, like you're like, oh, the Orioles, okay, they might be for real. And then by the time you get to mid-May, they're now 12 games back, and you're like, okay, that's the Orioles.
Right. Well. The scary thing about the Orioles is if you've got the minor league baseball app and you can watch games, the Norfolk Tides, my goodness, they're killing people at the moment because they have all those dang prospects. Like Jackson Holiday is down there, and that Heston Kjerstad or whatever his name is, Heston Kjerstad, he's down there in Tidewater, or Norfolk, I should say, because they've renamed it. Yeah.
Why is Jack Holiday not in the bigs?
Probably just to get him some at bats because he's not going to take Gunnar Henderson's spot.
No.
I mean,
spot for him though. Like, come on.
I mean, and Adley Rushman, my goodness, the first spring training game I went to was the Tigers and the Orioles, and it was all the young players for Baltimore playing. And Adley Rushman hit just a tank about 400 feet to left field. And I was like, okay, they're going to be all right. They're going to make it.
Until they trade him away.
They've got new ownership.
So still they're going to trade him away. That's how baseball works, man. Like these little teams feed the big teams. Like that's just that's how it works. They're a little team.
April 22nd, I'm going to see a little team and a medium team play when the Tigers play the Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh, you need to make it up. You need to make a trip up to Comerica.
I am eventually. I will eventually.
By that time, you'll have 10,000 subscribers, and maybe you can get Dan Campbell on your show too.
It's gotten to the point where, heck, I think January or February, I got $9,000. I was paid $9,000 for Locked On Ole Miss.
Oh my god, dude!
Yeah, it's nuts.
Oh, jeez. I just made $500. So yeah, I'm a little bit behind you, but
are you still making the minimum?
I'm not above that yet. Steve, I've been going at it 3 months.
That's what I'm saying. I got the minimum for 9 months.
Yeah.
Before I got above the minimum was 9 months, and that was the first football season.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm already almost at 250 now.
Yeah. You're going to pass by football season, I think you're going to pass your Bleav In Georgia Dawgs numbers.
That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I got asked this question by a family member. I went to a wedding last weekend. My cousin got married. Weekend before Easter. My cousin got married, and all my family were in town, and they were asking me like, what show do you like? And I was like, well, I mean, obviously, the Georgia one is the, that's the one I'm a big Georgia fan, but it's like, look, I have a chance to take over, but I have a chance to completely take over a market.
Absolutely.
And if I can just take over a market, be number one in a market, I'll still be a Georgia fan, but hell, I'm turning into it's like Georgia and Vandy.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what is happening because like I'm starting to kind of get invested a little bit.
That's the thing, Corey, that, especially with Georgia and Alabama, there's so many other,
saturated with Georgia, man. Like, I just haven't found my niche yet. And, with Israel, I thought I had like the former player niche, but like, there's so many like former, like we're going to have to like dig deeper than that to find like, okay, people are going to come to us for what?
Right.
So, by the way, one fun thing that's happened is like I told everybody today, I interviewed Juice Wells today, and I put up a little short on YouTube and put that short on Twitter. The South Carolina fans have found that.
Oh gosh.
And let's say it's helping my engagement.
I'd say.
I wonder how they do feel about that.
Well, somebody said, "Hey, you got your 30 pieces of silver, Judas." All right, that's the first comment that I read.
Oh my gosh.
Nice.
So
that is awesome.
And it's like, hey, there's no finishing second. He's going there for 30 pieces of gold. Silvers are South Carolina.
That's awesome. Oh boy. I love that. But I just did a 2-part series on with Kurt Page. So that was
that
was fun. I got part 2 coming out tomorrow. He has so he's doing this thing called Coaching Worldwide. I forget the exact name of the company, but like he is like mentoring this
Prestige Worldwide,
something like that. But he's got this guy from Israel that's that they're doing. They're trying to like pioneer high school football in Israel. And
probably not a good time to do that now.
Well, he's been, I know they had to take a break, but
it's the Catalina freaking wine mixer.
Yeah, they take a break. But also, like one of my best shows was a show that was factually incorrect, like 4 hours after posting it, which is hilarious.
That is usually the way it works. My whole thing that I say is I don't care.
No, I definitely don't care.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Whenever I say it, it's true to the best of my knowledge. If it's not true 5 minutes after I hit send, it's not true 5 minutes after I hit send.
Yeah, I'm just like as soon as it happened, I was sitting at like 70 something views, and I'm like, okay, well this one's going to cap out about 70. That's kind of disappointing, And then next thing you know, I look up, it's like 200. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, they're going to keep watching. I was like, okay, it's surely now, I come out with the Mark Byington just got hired episode, and sure enough, that one kept going up. It's almost at 450 now. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I'll take it. Oh.
and stuff like that is just only going to help out, especially during football season. During football season, I have completely planned shows of what I'm going to do, and it's going to be that topic no matter what. And it's just massively, my growth numbers and my curve is absolutely off the charts. But it's like Monday, it's what we learned. Tuesday are keys versus the next opponent. Wednesday is what to watch for, but I got to figure out a better way to name it. Thursday, it is Know Your Enemy. And Friday is Why Ole Miss Wins. Every week. It doesn't matter who Ole Miss is playing. That's what I do. And that Why Ole Miss Wins episode, whenever I play Alabama or Georgia or somebody like that, I am going to rack in all the views.
Right.
Yeah, like when I do the why Vandy's going to win for Texas.
I can't wait for that one.
It's either going to be like 3 views because everybody's like, that's so ridiculous, or it's going to be like 2,000 views and people are like, what? This guy's off his freaking rocker.
People don't the greatest thing about that is people don't understand that episode. They think I'm predicting a win from Ole Miss in that game. And most of the time they're good enough to where I do predict that. But it's why Ole Miss wins is the way it is. If Ole Miss wins the game, it's because of this. Ole Miss needs to do this to win the game. And it's not a prediction episode. And at the very end of the episode, I will put a prediction down in there.
But you worded it to the point where they're going to be like, oh.
Yeah. Why Ole Miss wins. And they're like, well, he's obviously saying that. And yeah, they don't get it. And that drives engagement. All the engagement.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought about doing theme stuff like that. And I thought about, with Georgia Dawgs too, doing some stuff like that. Like I need to find the niche there too, so I can kind of have.
Yeah, it's like why Georgia wins because they're better than you.
Yeah. Pretty much. Well, just look at their roster. It was fun, guys. See ya.
Yeah. They've got rivals 100 players on their whole defense. That's why they're going to win.
They're going to have 5 guys drafted in the first round.
I'd be better off with Georgia doing what can they do to lose
for us today. Yeah. Oh God, yeah. No, I can't do like the why Georgia wins, but we'll have
buses break down, something like that. Like,
yeah, just got to figure out because, like, realistically, I'm only going to get Israel probably for one day a week with his schedule. My schedule is probably much more freed up now, but so
hit that one for Georgia should be Keys. It should be Keys versus whoever Georgia's playing, and do that with Israel. I mean, that's just that's
kind of what we do. We just kind of, what do you see? But I'm gonna have to do like, what did we learn by myself? Probably every once in a while, like for a big game, I can probably get him twice. But I'll have to talk with him about it, and just like if he can't go, I just got to go.
And you also have to remember you have to set up your crossover. Because you're in a crossover world now.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Even though you don't have any Alabama or Ole Miss.
Yeah, no. I'll just do one with Jake for Alabama. Or do they want me to do the locked on crossover?
Yeah, Luke's okay, but do Jake also. That's the way I do it. My official crossover is one of the locked on guys. And then I'll have Jake on there as well.
Okay.
One this year, Steve, because we don't play y'all, unfortunately.
Yeah, or next year.
My
dad talked about when you're an Ole Miss fan is how you do against the A's that determines your season. And that's Alabama, Auburn, and Arkansas. Well, it's only Arkansas this year.
And that's a dub, easily.
Mm-hmm. Gamecocks in the house. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, what's up, Gamecocks?
What's
Gamecocks
up,
HQ even.
Okay.
Nice.
I take it you're not taking the juiced information very well at the moment. He did not say anything horribly negative about South Carolina at all.
He's probably not going to.
Yeah, he's not going to.
No, he's not going to. And it made
they're just mad that he transferred, but he did say that he transferred away because he went to South Carolina to play with Spencer Rattler, and when Spencer Rattler left, he transferred away. I mean, that's why he left.
It could be as simple as that. Like, hey, I'm just not, or it could be like, yeah, the Shane Beamer guy is about to get canned. And
no, it was he didn't mention anything about South Carolina. He mentioned playing with players. And then after this past year, all those players left.
Well, that's kind of like,
yeah.
What this generation's about.
That's the way he looked at it. Yeah.
Like this,
it had nothing to do with Carolina.
I think that's why the transfer portal is so active, because these kids, like they'll go to camps together now that didn't used to be a thing. or as big of a thing, but they all go to camps and 7-on-7s together, and they just jump around to play with their buddies from, elite 7-on-7 and, the rival.
It's honestly, it's because of what LeBron did. What was it?
I mean, that's what
15
kind of
years
started.
ago.
Yeah.
Where he just kind of
the super team era. Yeah.
Yeah, the super team era where he kind of just jumped around from super team to super team, and now they're doing it with with their friends that they like a lot. I think a lot of these kids don't understand how big of fans the fans are. I don't think they see it like they don't see it that way. A lot of kids,
I don't think that. Yeah, they don't care.
They don't care as much. Like it's a business to them. Like some kid walks in Alabama. I don't know that he cares enough to play there, but like I don't think he shares the same passion for Alabama that any of your fans.
I'll put it like that. There's probably at Alabama somebody that's going to come on campus and visit this weekend that has no idea who Bear Bryant is. I would be willing to bet that, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
More than likely.
And nor would they care who Bear Bryant is. Mm-hmm. Same with Georgia and Vince Dooley and Herschel Walker, Auburn with Bo Jackson. These kids they're just looking for truly the best opportunity to play and to play with their friends. And you're going to have 5% that are like super fans, but like the majority of them aren't super fans, and even some of them are not even fans at all. They just say, "Okay, I'm get to go play with Nick Saban."
But what they need to realize this is very important. The moment you start taking money, and the moment you start taking, for lack of a better word, my money, where collective is paying you and I'm donating to the collective, the kid gloves come off.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't treat them the way that you treated college students 10 years ago. That doesn't exist. You're in a professional era. You wanted a professional era. This is what comes with being in a professional era.
Yeah, because the NFL guys get blasted.
Mm-hmm.
And, they earn that by their paycheck. And, it doesn't make it right, but it just you got to know what you're signing up for.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it right. Like berating a 19-year-old kid for not choosing your school is still wrong. But there's big money involved now, so
but berating a 21-year-old kid that you've been paying for 2 years for going to another school, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's what we're getting to.
Yeah, there's not a thing wrong with that because you are financially invested.
Mm-hmm.
That's the variable.
Uh-huh.
That's the variable. And people got to understand that.
Mm-hmm. Steve, we got about 5 minutes left. What did you think about the debut of Matt Corral with the Birmingham Stallions?
Matt Corral playing football, it's just a nice it's the warm and fuzzy feeling seeing Matt Corral play football. Mm-hmm. You forget what that looked like. It's going to get better and better. I'm actually looking forward to the game against Michigan this weekend with the Birmingham Stallion. Mm-hmm. And then the home opener, Birmingham fans. I know some Alabama people are probably watching this because Alabama in Final Four is in the title.
Mm-hmm.
Go to that game. It's well worth the price of admission. Matt Corral is the best player in this league, and he is going to make Birmingham very, very good. Also, it's fun. It was kind of funny that the USFL teams went 3-0 against the XFL teams.
It was
the first weekend.
Yeah,
that is funny. And
showing dominance.
And every one of these teams should, if they want a good fan environment, should. Ironically, I never thought I'd say this, but look at DC. DC, for some reason, they freaking love XFL then, but now UFL.
Well, that 19,000 seat stadium is perfect.
Right.
Yeah, they do the beer snake all the way up the. It's hilarious.
Birmingham is going to do all because I think it's 35,000 or something like that. It's not an overly huge thing, but you got the cavernous Ford Field that Michigan's always going to be looking crazy. But I want to see what the is it the Edward Jones Dome, the Trans World Dome? Who knows what they're calling it? St. Louis. And I want to see
Continental. What was the TWA?
TWA, yeah, it's something dome. They're not in the NFL. We're going to have to get up to speed, but their attendance has been very good. I think San Antonio's attendance is going to go up because they're a pretty good team. From what it looked like, they looked pretty good against DC in their first weekend. And the kid from Michigan hitting a 64-yard game-winning field goal.
That's amazing.
You go, man.
How about the what was it? The Brahmas doing the fake punt to the snapper.
Yeah, and their punter is Brad Wing.
Yeah,
the former LSU guy that did the fake punt that got called back or something for taunting at the 5-yard line.
Yeah.
Yeah, Brad Wing came off to a third read on a 4th down fake punt, and it's like
4th and 11 too.
Yeah,
it was long.
What the hell?
Fantastic.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm all a fan of Birmingham. I'm not a fan of Memphis, which that's kind of surprising.
Is it though?
Yeah, Houston, not really. Michigan, I love Michigan's uniforms. I think Michigan's uniforms are where it's at. Let's see. The St. Louis Battlehawks is absolutely stupid.
Got 4 minutes still.
Yes. Yeah, Kathy, somebody needs Jake to take care of the kid.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Yeah. Let's go. No.
If this was the Apollo, Cassidy is the Sandman that comes across with the broom that sweeps you off stage.
Yeah. I'm just excited about the UFL because I think they're going to set up well and succeed because there is a lot of fan support. I just hope there's some money that's going to be able to come in to back all these teams eventually.
I think they're finally marketing it right. I think they're finally, getting to these hometowns. Like when all the games were in Birmingham, nobody cared about watching that stuff because
nobody for Birmingham.
Except for Birmingham. I mean,
they still sucked at watching it. But now that these fans can invest, like when the XFL went to all the home sites, even though some of the stadiums are god awful, there's still a little bit of buy-in. Now that they're completely just at these sites, there's buy-in now. There's reason to go see the Michigan Panthers is out there.
Yeah.
The San Antonio Renegades.
Brahmers. It's the Arlington Renegades.
Arlington Renegade. Who's Pittsburgh?
There is no Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
They were the Maulers last year.
That's right. Okay. All right. So no Pittsburgh. You got the DC Defenders, but
when they're going to expand quickly, the Philadelphia Stars need to be back post haste, and so does the New Jersey Generals.
Yes.
Both of those are kind of flagship type franchises. I want the Tampa Bay Bandits back, and I want the New Orleans Breakers back too.
Yeah. But you'll still be a Stallions fan as long as Matt Corral's there, right?
Matt Corral's not going to be there next year.
Yeah, I'd be surprised.
Matt Corral's going to be a one and done.
Yeah, more than likely, yes.
So if he can stay healthy.
Yeah, he'll end up being a backup quarterback for the San Diego Chargers or somebody like that.
Oh, they're bringing the Chargers. They're moving back. I see. I like it.
Yeah. LA Chargers.
LA Chargers, yeah.
My age showing again. All right, Corey, 2 minutes.
All right, 2 minutes. All right. Now, finally, we're right at the 2 minute mark. So, anyway, thank you for watching the SEC After Dark podcast on the After Dark channel and Bleav. We had a nice little show there. Time flew by, man. And all 107 of you, be a friend, tell a friend. Make sure you spread the word and get us out there. We want to log on at the beginning of football season and immediately have 1,000 viewers right there off the bat. That's our goal. Yeah. So let's start now. Let's get it up to 250 views next week. But you can always join us each and every week now that we're back as a quartet. You have Jake Thomas from Tide Talk Live. Him and Stacey do a phenomenal job.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Then you have Jeb Beecham, who eventually is going to produce a show solo. Maybe. about movies?
I think I get to pick the movie at this point.
Maybe. You might get to do the show at this point.
Yeah.
And then you have Stephen Willis, Locked On Ole Miss. He's on every day of the week, every hour of the day.
Tomorrow at 7 Eastern time, Juice Wells interview.
Juice Wells, big time get big fish. There.
Chris Clark just hit me up in the DMs wanting to use it tomorrow night from Gamecock Central. So apparently that's going to be a storyline.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. All right, Steve.
All right.
You're going to get to 10,000 pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have me. I'm everywhere just like Steve, but I'm spread across multiple teams, multiple things. Steve is like really kind of hyper-focused on Ole Miss. I've got Georgia. I've got Vandy. What? And I've got this. And I've got
Andy. I've got Candy. Oh.
What?
So anyway, what?
What?
We thank you for listening. If you want to find us on our YouTube page right here at After Dark, you can subscribe to us at SEC After Dark on social media. That's SEC_After_Dark. At Coach Burton 36, at the Stephen Willis, at Jake Thomas TTS, at UTK Joe on X. And you can find us wherever you find your podcast as well. We thank you for listening. Hopefully you have a great rest of your week into your weekend. Enjoy some UFL. Enjoy some of that thing they call basketball. Enjoy
basket hoops.
Jake, I don't normally do this, but I'm going to give you a big roll tide because that would be
roll
awesome.
tide. I'll do that as well.
I'll give you a roll tide, Jake. I don't usually do that. I'm not.
Don't type it.
It's okay.
Yeah,
You'll never hear me say, well, I can't say it even, the for the Florida team. So anyway, we'll see you back here next week better than ever. And as always, go Dogs. Anchor down. And for Jake, just this one time, roll tide.
And hotty toddy.
And go Vols.
Roll Tide.